Hello everyone. Today is um it's Wednesday, right? Wednesday, February 14th, 2024 at 8:41 p.m. Um I'm sorry, I kind of was battling and unwanted intrusive thoughts. That's what took me a little bit long. Um Trying to fight out unwanted thoughts. So, I have a lot to say. Um, excuse me. I have a lot to say today. So I don't even know where to start. But ever since the second day, the first day was fine. But ever since the second day of work, me starting work, me going on lunch break, and then the second half of my shift, everything is fine. Always fine until when I clock out and try to get dinner right after clocking out for the day. It's always a problem. So I'm still kind of new and getting treated like as if I'm supposed to be expected to know all the rules and how things go, you know, at the job. And I remember when I went through a Seville quarter back in 2021, that made me frustrated enough to feel like I quit employment forever. And I've had other instances as well. Um, but it's really hard. I mean, it seems like with the anti-harassment policy that you're forced to have to sign when you do onboarding and all that for a job, it seems like it's thrown out of the window because co-workers and managers will be toxic and harass or bully anyway. You know. So, but anyway though, this morning, well, last night I think I got my sleep was a little bit better than the night before. But I'm pretty sure I fell asleep or went to bed. Um, I forgot what time I went to bed, but I fell asleep. I think after 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought I went to bed at like 10 o'clock last night, but I could be wrong. I don't remember what time I went to bed last night. And then um I think I woke up probably around 8:30 this morning, and I think I woke up at 8:30 this morning, and there was like I had no, and the reason why I say I had no real breakfast is because all I had to eat was the second half of the package of the chocolate covered almonds, and that was it. And that was like um about 20 small pieces of chocolate covered almonds. And so now, also this morning I gathered the trash. I didn't take it out, but I gathered it and put it in a bag. And so now I have absolutely no food in this hotel room at all. And then the fridge and freezer are empty. And they just have two plain ice trays with no ice or anything, just two ice trays in there. And yeah, I have no food in here. Um so then um so the fact that I gathered the trash or whatever, and I was uploading videos and stuff. So I wow, that took me all morning, But then it was about 11:20. I went downstairs and the front desk hotel agent, um she was on the phone with, I guess, customers, you know. Excuse me. And it's like she sat there and made me wait and was on purpose trying to set me up to being late for work. And serving all these customers on the phone, and taking a long time and playing around and stuff. And I heard some females in the back, but she acted like as if she kept on like trying to hide the manager from me. Like she tried to block or wouldn't allow me to contact or talk to the manager, the hotel manager. But and she was doing that, tapping on the table with her nails and stuff, like a third day in a row again today. And she kept on trying to ignore me, you know, when I kept trying to tell her, I have to hurry up and go to work. And she kept on putting me on hold and delaying me and making me wait on purpose. And then but eventually, that $85 that she made me pay, it's $85 plus tax, which was like $92.54 to be precise. You know, and it's like, well, that's ridiculous. That is more than that costs more than some of the hotels where you can have um you know breakfast included. I've had hotel room like almost half that price. You know, so I mean, I don't know. It's like she's been overcharging me every night. you know, and I've been trying to avoid her. And as I said, she's the only one to talk to, and I can't even contact the manager. And she's been like blocking me from contacting the manager. And, because, like, how did she charge me $85 plus tax, and then 92.54, but when the manager was charging me was $64 or something. $64 like per night or something. And that was like $190 for 3 nights. And she's charging me $92.54 for one night. As I said, like certain hotels with breakfast included been cheaper than what she's charging me. And as I said, it's like she wants to try to manipulate me to feel unhappy here, and trying to prematurely put me back on the streets. And as I said, I was trying to hold on to this room for as long as possible. You know, but lately, I've been seeing like not an infestation, but a few here and there, like tiny baby roaches in here, tiny baby roaches and a few gnats. You know, but anyway, I mean, if it weren't for the girl at the front desk, I hate being so close to the traffic and hearing all the traffic and the noise with the traffic or whatever. But um, other than that, you know, I kind of feel comfortable here. But she's trying to manipulate for me to hate it here just because of her. The front desk person. And it seems like she been shady towards pretty much everybody. You know. And so I walked out the door, and then after a while I came across this perp with a white Jeep SUV with one headlight, and he got in the vehicle right when I zoomed in on my phone camera. And then excuse me, I made sure to get his license plate. And then he tried to make like as if I'm out of my mind, insane and crazy for filming and recording him. And then he got out of the SUV and tried to bully, harass, and threaten me, and was pretty much on the verge of acting like he wanted to try to chase after me. And then I walked to work, and clocking in was fine. Starting work was fine, but that older white man, he said he's 61 years old, or did he say he was 61 or 62? I think he said he was 61 years old. That man Raymond, or Ray, now him and the manager Troy, Sunday, they had an altercation or argument, and Mr. Troy, the manager at work, got on his case about not doing his job, or he was trying to tell Mr. Ray that, oh, I had to tell you to do something 14 times and you still didn't do it. And then they were arguing back and forth or whatever. So if Mr. Ray is considered notorious for not doing his job, then why did Mr. Troy tell him to train me how to do the job if he's such a poor worker? And even other co-workers try to make like it. Well, they said that Mr. Raymond is you know a poor worker or whatever. You know, so there's like quite a few people at the job with narcissistic personalities. Like at least half of the workers. Some of them are nice, but you know, I'm like, but so like that first day of work. No, let me back up. No, no, I'm not going. The first day of work, Mr. Ray, he had when Mr. Troy told him to you know, tell me how to roll up the silverware or whatever. And then he and so at first when I first rolled him up, he said, "Oh, Mr. Ray said, "Oh, you're doing a good job." And then next thing you know, after that, after I finished like the first row of the first pan, then he tried to make it like as if I was rolling up everything crookedly or something. And then he's like, "You know how people are." And I'm trying to figure out how, and he tried to make it like as if I'm supposed to have the common sense to know that, if the napkins and the silverware are rolled up, not perfect enough, then the customers will, you know, mess things up and put it back or throw it back in there even more messed up than it originally was. And it's not like that was when I said, well, it seems like the customers must be more OCD than me. You know, excuse me. So it's like, well, oh, everybody got a little bit of OCD. That's human nature. So then, yeah, that was that first day. And then I was waiting for more silverware because, I got done. And he was trying to tell me not to work so fast or that I should, work slow and take my time and stay looking busy and, or he said, oh, even if you have nothing to do or if you don't have no silverware, just make yourself look busy and don't work and work real, real slow and this and that, whatever. And then he was saying, you know, like I was waiting on the silverware and I didn't even realize I just folded my arms. And he made it like it was just so ridiculous for me to sit down and just fold my arms. I'm like, don't fold your arms like that. While I was folding my arms, just sitting there waiting, it's like, don't fold your arms, So the other day, the other dishwashers were telling me that Mr. Ray would do stuff like, be preoccupied with everybody else's job but his own, or that he would do everybody else's job but his own, or do everything but what he's supposed to do, or something like that. And even the younger dishwashers would, like, treat him like a child, or yell at him, or get on his case about not doing something properly or the right way or whatever. And so today it seems like he was trying to, like, micromanage and be all on my ass. I mean, you were a co-worker who was told to train me just that first day, but now you're, like, checking in on me, like, every 5 seconds or every 5 minutes, and trying to micromanage. And it, like, I was trying very hard to bite my tongue and not be disrespectful or cuss him out, and tell him, like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, you know, excuse me. And the first day, like, within the first 10 minutes of him training and showing me how to, the so-called proper way to roll the silverware up, he tried to tell me how I should do it the proper way, but seems like he hasn't been doing it the proper way. So, um, so that first day was the day he threw up, like, the devil horns hand sign and 666, like, a couple of times, and, like, straight away I figured, oh, I highly suspect you a perp, you know. And then like, the second day, I think it was, no, it was that Saturday or Sunday, I tried to tell him something of nostalgic about the restaurant that I missed, and then he ignored and dismissed me and made me feel bad, and acted like he was too busy or didn't have time to talk. But then a few minutes later, he's holding an unimportant conversation with the other dishwashers, or and then yeah, like, every 5 minutes he was trying to check in on me, or or act like, oh, you're doing good, or you're doing awesome, or whatever. But somebody who can't even do their own job, like, how am I supposed to take your fake compliments seriously? You know, um, but just because the manager just trained you to how to do the job, like, the first day, you know, they think that they're your handler or manager all the time, and they're just a fucking coworker, you know, and no manager at all, you know. So, and then if they'll, like, get mad at me if I don't tell them by a certain time that, oh, I need more silverware. But then again, they'll get an attitude with me, or act annoyed when I do tell them I need more silverware. And then they'll act like I'm getting on their nerves, but when I tell them I need more silverware. And so then they'll get annoyed at me for telling them, well, I need more silverware. But then I figure, well, they got annoyed with me when I told them, so am I? And then they'll get mad when when I haven't said anything, like, well, you got an attitude the last time, or acted frustrated or annoyed before, And then they'd be like, well, how am I supposed to know if you didn't say anything? Well, when I say something, you get aggravated. Excuse me, or act like I'm getting on your nerves. And so, then, well, for lunchtime, they had this lady that's somewhat tall, not completely tall, but you know, and she wears like glasses, and she has like what looks like a red and black wig. I mean, red and black short wig, short hair kind of wig. And like from the first day, she been like very nice and friendly or whatever. But um, I was caught off guard because I forgot that they said that that we get to eat free, one meal for free on Wednesdays, and I forgot all about it. I'm sitting here and anticipating to pay the half price or whatever. So I'm still new and learning. And the lady, it seemed like she got an attitude or got mad at me or, was a little bit mean, but telling me that, she told me kind of in a not so nice way, that the dessert is not part of the free meal or that I have to pay for that. I'm like, well, okay, well, can I pay for the dessert? And then I don't remember which manager it was that said that, oh, everything's all on me today. So I don't remember which manager said that. So then I guess I was able to have the meal plus the cake for free, everything free for for lunch. And so because I said that I would, if I can continue to work, I said that I would try to have a dessert like instead of every day, try to do like twice a week, twice or maybe once a week, once or twice a week. And so and then I went to try to get the 2 bottles of water, and then I went to go sit down and eat. Excuse me. And Mr. Ray came and sat right behind me, and I was like eating my lunch in peace, and he came right behind me, and and then he like demanded my attention, you know, and had me to take off my earbuds just so he could start a conversation telling me about O.J. Simpson, you know. And then I felt like, oh, damn, like, I really want to eat in peace. Like, you know, I really wanted to just enjoy my meal and my lunch break, like, by myself, you know. But then, like, right before lunch, excuse me, he had dropped a whole case of cups, and then he had to get on the floor and pick them all up. And ever since then, like, I'm low on rubbing alcohol, and then he was you know, he was trying to he got on the floor and picked up the the cups or whatever. And and earlier, like, when I came in and started work, like, and I cleaned and sanitized the chair that I had to sit in, and he had the biggest mouth to talk about, oh, something smells like funny up in here. Oh, it smells like rubbing alcohol. Oh, he had the biggest mouth to loud cat me. But then, you bumping into and touching me. Oh, you make me have to spray and sanitize myself. And it seemed like he kept on, later on, kept on trying to, I don't even know it was deliberately passing by too close and bumping into me or brushing up against me. Several times, like after he got on the floor, and then I just, didn't feel comfortable, like, excuse me. And so then, you know, and then that other coworker, like earlier in the day, he seemed a little bit moody or whatever. But then after a while, he acted like he was trying to, hit on me or whatever. And, he was trying to strike up a conversation about whether or not I attended Mardi Gras. And I said, well, I don't like Mardi Gras no more. And, he was trying to ask why. And I said, well, well, I don't like crowds. I don't like being around a lot of people. And it's very hard to find, an opportunity to use the bathroom or whatever. And then also, I mentioned about Mardi Gras being pagan and satanic and all that, And he said that he could see how, a person would think, that Mardi Gras is satanic. I mean, well, demonic. He said demonic. And he even said that, for you to think of Mardi Gras that way, he thinks that it's, negative. And he said, that we should just go and, enjoy the Mardi Gras and just think the positive aspects of it. But then he admitted that he felt like Mardi Gras had its roots in voodoo or, some relation with voodoo or whatever, But, I saw some Christian gospel tracks last night online on the internet or certain websites that, shun, you know, anybody who claimed to be a Christian that participate in anything Mardi Gras related. And so that's why I felt convicted. I felt bad that, you know, I avoided the rest of Mardi Gras, but, you know, I'm like, am I going to go to hell for eating king cake? You know, if I should stop eating king cake or whatever, excuse me, or feel like I should repent from eating king cake. And so, we had some like other conversations as well, but excuse me, I'm feeling like certain things with my health, feeling insecure and embarrassed about my health, you know, make me afraid to date or be with anybody. But certain things about my health, if I can get cured, like the tooth abscess being one thing, I feel like I couldn't kiss a man having a tooth abscess. Excuse me. And so, and as I said, a couple of other things also. And then I feel like, well, with me being targeted, I don't know if he might end up being targeted and going through hell, or I don't even know if he's trying to hit on me, if he might be a male honeypot. I don't know. But me personally, I hear about professed targeted individuals getting like honeypots or whatever. But most men find me ugly and unattractive and undesirable, you know. But so um but I don't get really that many you know, male honey pots, you know, to come at me. But I kind of wonder if that was what all those rapes were about, you know. But I heard that all those rapes was part of the sex trafficking. Um, and that's another reason why I have my guard up, or feel like I don't want to be with anybody, you know. Dang, they making my eye itch. Sorry, but yeah, I'm sitting here feeling like ashamed about, or feeling bad about certain things, or you know. But then, fake Christian narcissists have been trying to falsely accuse me of being so demonic lately. You know, but I listened before going to work this morning. I listened to the entire book of. It's not long, you know. I listened to the entire book of Philippians this morning. You know, I listened to Philippians this morning, and that's why I posted the what I posted in the community post earlier today. You know, so then yeah, so yeah, I mean it felt like as if Mr. Ray or Raymond um it felt like as if he was trying to micromanage or keep close tabs on me. And, you know, trying to dish out orders telling me what to do. Like as if you think that you're the manager, even though he's old enough to be my dad, but you're not the manager, you know. And as I say, I tried to be, you know, try to be respectful or try to not be disrespectful towards him, you know. And then, you know, but I mean, as I said, like one of the dishwashing coworkers is like 26 years old, and he would get on Mr. Ray and, you know, talk to Mr. Ray like as if Mr. Ray is like a disobedient toddler or something, you know. But Mr. Ray tried to tell me that when one of the other coworkers was gone to lunch, he was trying to say, well, oh, I'm gonna cross train you and show you how to work the hose or whatever. And I'm like, well, hell no. If I'm not getting paid dishwasher wage, then why should I be doing dishwashing duties? You know, thankfully he must have forgot about it, and thankfully he didn't try to make me do it. But, you know, he was like, oh, let me show you how to work the hose with the dishwashing, and I could cross train you. You just took it upon yourself to offer that, but the manager didn't tell you to he didn't tell you to do that, you know. So yeah, everybody everybody making like as if if Mr. Ray is busy doing every other job or sticks his nose in everybody else's job but his own. And then at the same time try to play manager. And that was kind of a problem with that fake ass John Mayo perp from that temp service job at the middle school in Gulf Breeze, Florida. And so the John Mayo guy, he had a bad reputation for not being very clean with cleaning up the bathrooms and classrooms or whatever. They say he did a very poor job. And he took it upon himself to play manager on me. And that John Mayo guy, he would like try to rush me out at 8 o'clock at night rather than 9 o'clock when we all supposed to leave. And he would narcissistically set himself up as fake authority over me. And then he had I remember I used to say that he treated me like as if I'm too dumb to know what 9 o'clock is, or too dumb to know what 9 o'clock means. And everybody defended and agreed with him. And he would have like one fog light removed or one headlight in a I forgot what color. He had a Ford Escape, but I forgot what color it was. And then Mr. John turned that lady, Miss Brenda, against me. And when they both ganged up on me, and that other lady, I can't remember her name, that black lady, when all three of them ganged up on me and bullied me and manipulated, coercively and manipulated for me to have to be forced to quit. And then Mr. John manipulated me to be on the verge of quitting, I attempted to quit quite a few times because of him bullying and harassing me. And even fake T.I. perps would defend and agree with him, And then the manager of what was that? ABM. He appointed for Mr. John to be the team lead. And if they made it like as if I cleaned up everything the best, and Mr. John was a fucking perp, and they say he did a poor job with cleaning up or whatever, why did they promote him to be team lead? Excuse me, team lead or manager or something like that. And that also contributed to me quitting, And then they told that lady Miss D at the fake dirty YMCA downtown Pensacola, and they told her to train me. And then I described about how abusive she was and manipulative and controlling and having unrealistic expectations, and she was a straight up bully. And I got wrongfully fired and banned from the YMCA because of her bullying me, and I stood up to her. and she falsely accused me of doing something I didn't do. And I got wrongfully fired, bullied, and ganged up on by the executive directors and everything. So, so then, I mean, I feel bad because, you know, well, tomorrow makes a week since I started, and it's not looking good already. Even today I was trying to be like dedicated to trying to do the job properly and trying as best as I could to be a hard worker. You know, and even the guy who did the onboarding, that Troy guy, he's like 2 or 3 times my size. And like today and I don't think it was Saturday, but I think it was today and Sunday. He made me feel greedy, or like as if I'm annoying or get on his nerves. When I try to ask for a lunch break, you know, because it seems like if I don't ask for a lunch break, nobody's gonna tell me anything, you know. But then after the lunch break, I go back to trying to work as hard as I could, you know, try to work as hard as I could with the job and try to be helpful and do whatever needs to be done, you know. But then, so I think I said everything else I needed to say. So I clocked out. I think it was right after 7 o'clock, and oh yeah, and like in the bathroom, they still have not cleaned up the vomit on the side of the toilet, and then they have some more gross stuff on the other side of the toilet in the bathroom, you know, and that made me feel like forced to have to spray and sanitize the toilet, before I used it, and then like after I clocked out, um my little sanitizer spray bottle, you know, it accidentally fell out of my pocket and fell on the floor. And then so I was trying to I was trying to get dinner to eat, and then the general manager, Mr. Jeff, um like the first day, that last Thursday, I met Mr. Jeff, and like he was rude and had an attitude that first day. And he's a short guy, like he might be like 1 inch taller than me. And people would describe him to be buff, you know. But he looks like he's in his 50s. I don't think he's in his 60s. And like the first day, like was rude and had an attitude and did something that I thought was that people would have considered like gross, or what people want to say unsanitary or whatever. And so he wanted me to sit the bus-pan of silverware after that was placed on something dirty, and he wanted me to put it anyway. And I said, still anyway? He was pretty rude about telling me that he wanted me to sit that on top of the other silverware that was already rolled up. And I'm like, ew, like, that thing is like gross or whatever, gross and dirty, and you wanted me to sit, the pan of stuff that was sitting on something dirty, then you wanted me to sit it on another pan of the clean and rolled up silverware. And so then so yeah, today like, well, let me back up. It was the day after I applied to work there, and then, which was the day that I did the paperwork of onboarding and W-4 form and tax form or whatever and I-9 and all that. And I described that. I don't know if that was a real accident of a lady falling or if that was a fake street theater incident. And then they had a female. She's tall and lighter brown skin, and she had like the Masonic red hair, and she had like dreads, like long dreads that's put up in a ponytail. And she's bigger than me, you know. And I figured, oh, she's doing the paperwork and onboarding the same time that I, and she acted, and I suspected the moment, oh, she got that red hair, oh, you're part of that Masonic cult, the Masonic gang stalking cult, But it seemed like she was fake nice, and extra friendly, like she extra loved me or whatever. And she was wearing like a lime green hoodie or a green hoodie that day. And so then they put her on the line, you know, and it looked like as if she got more hours than me and probably higher pay than me, you know. And, you know, yeah, more hours and higher pay, because she would come in before me and get off after me. So that's definitely more hours. So, during lunchtime today, she had jokingly asked me for a piece of my cake, you know. And then like when I was, you know, trying to get my dinner, I don't know if she was just joking or if or I don't know if she was just joking or if she just wanted to copy off Miss Phyllis. Miss Phyllis wasn't there today. Miss Phyllis was off today. And the other manager as well. They were off today. So I don't know if she was joking or if she was trying to perp me by using like perp phrases or trying to trigger me or joking, or if she was trying to copy off what Miss Phyllis would tell me. Damn, girl, you eating again? And I'm like, yeah. So then like I put my little sanitizer on top the thing, and her whole demeanor changed. Like, you started working the same day I did, and then you want to try to handle me and talk to me like a manager with authority over me. her tone of voice and the way she tried to tell me, um, and they try to tell me, don't put that there, put this here or whatever, you know, and it seemed like she got mad at me when she told me, um, you know, and this is what I be talking about with bossy coworkers who act like they think they got the authority of the manager or the power and rulership of the manager, and you're just a coworker. You know, the other coworkers didn't tell me shit, and they've been there longer than both of us. You started the same day as me. You know. So then when I went to try to go and pay for my food, you know, I tried to pay for my food. You know, and Mr. Jeff, the general manager, you know, the way he treated me was, you know, made me want to just quit. Made me just want to just quit. And then, you know, he, you know, it could have been him. I thought it was him or the other manager. No, there was another manager. I wasn't sure what his name was. And then, Mr. Raymond was trying to like frighten and spook me by trying to tell me that the corporate workers from the headquarters of the company was coming in today. But all they did was sit in the employee section of the dining room and play cards all day. They didn't even come in the work spot where we were, you know. But all they did was sit in the employee section of the dining room all day and play cards, you know. But so when I when I went to try to, well, first, you know, you order your food and then eat, and then you order your food and then they give you a receipt, and then you eat your food, and then you pay for it later. And so Mr. Jeff automatically falsely assumed that I was trying to eat for free twice. You know, and that wasn't my intent. You know, I was trying to pay the first time, and they said, no, you get your meal for free because it's Wednesday. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I was told that, you know. So then when I tried to pay, you know, had the intent to try to pay for the dinner, Mr. Jeff falsely jumped to conclusion and assumed that I was trying to eat for free twice, and I wasn't. You know, he just falsely assumed that that's what I was trying to do. And then he tried to lecture me about how I have to pay half price or whatever, you know. And I'm like, yes, I understand. You know, can I pay late? You know, because we're supposed to pay later. You know. And so then, and so when I was trying to, you know, I mean, I don't know if I don't remember if he cut me off mid conversation or if one of the customers interrupted us mid conversation. But I was, you know, trying to, when he, like, I don't remember exactly what happened, but some kind of way he ended up not talking to me anymore. And I was trying to ask him for just that quick, you know. I would like he quit talking to me and started talking to the customers, and I was trying to ask him. I mean, I wasn't finished talking to him, and I was trying to ask him for some bottled water, and he turned to me and lectured me about how he's dealing with the customers. And then, you know, he said it in a way like as if I was the one that was rude and interrupting or being disrespectful. And then he tried to treat me like as if I'm too dumb to know what a customer means, or like I'm too dumb to know what a customer is. And at the same time, elevating the customer to be more important, and then belittling me to remind me that I'm not important, or that I'm of lower importance, you know. And then he turned around and said that, oh, we're only entitled to one free bottle of water. Um, and he just brushed me off. He wouldn't even allow me to try to ask, well, can I pay for the second bottle of water? Oh, I just was restricted to just one bottle of water. And I was trying to pay for a second bottle of water, you know. And then, you know, I went and sat down and ate my dinner. And, he made me feel so bad that, I was contemplating wanting to quit. He actually made me feel worse than the way Miss Phyllis treated me. And then after I got done eating, and then I went to put my stuff away. Oh, and at one point, I don't know if he was trying to ask me what was in here, but it seemed like I didn't know if he was trying to ask me what was in here or my bag, and it seemed like he aggressively demanded an answer, and aggressively and angrily demanded an answer. You know, excuse me. And I was confused and didn't know what was he talking about. You know, and so I mean, I don't know if he, because I had like my wallet and my and a couple other things in the Piccadilly bag, you know. So dang. Um, and so dang, I feel bad now. Oh well. I accidentally um damn. Just hit they probably just the gang stalking network, they probably just hit me with forced speech, and I just accidentally blurted out the name of the company. Oh well. I didn't mean to, but I didn't I feel really bad now. It's like I was trying to not mention the name of the company, and then the gang stalking, they must have hit me with forced speech and remote neural monitoring for me to accidentally blurt out the name of the company. So, oh well. Excuse me. So I mean, I I guess I'm about to be without a job because the online stalkers, they call up the place and show them my videos. You know, and so excuse me. And so damn, I did all this talking, and I did all this talking for over an hour, and I'm disappointed now. So anyway, um So then, well, yeah, that was now I don't know if Mr. Jeff falsely assumed that I stole something or something like that. I don't know. But he seemed like he angrily demanded an answer for you know, I don't know if he was trying to ask what was in my demand an answer for what was in my bag or what, But it was like my wallet and rain poncho and a couple of other things, you know. And my valuables pretty much. So then excuse me. So so then you know, like when I went to pay for my food, that Dakota lady, she was nice and friendly for the first time. Um, that was the friendliest she ever been, you know. And I paid for the dinner and then walked out. Oh, and they had this perp couple. It was an older man and an elderly woman. He was wearing faded light blue t-shirt and blue clothes. And then I guess that was his mom that was wearing a red and black or a red shirt and black jacket, well, like a dress jacket or blazer or something. And they sat in the forbidden they sat in the area that's supposed to be employees only. And they sat in the wrong spot. And they were there to, I guess, to monitor, gang stalk, and surveil me. When they didn't sit in the common area, like in the customer they didn't sit in the customer you know they didn't sit in the customer they didn't sit in the customer dining area. They came and followed me toward the employees only dining area. And then um afterwards, um they got up at the same time that I did, and then they made sure to be standing in line in front of me and pay for their meals before I did. And then they were just joking with Miss Dakota and telling her about they were telling her about how they can only afford Dollar Tree. But then they were parked in a handicap spot, and they had like a brand new like a new different kind of SUV, you know. And it was pretty new for them to try to, I mean, y'all driving around in a brand new luxury different kind of unique SUV, and then jokingly complaining that you can only afford to shop at Dollar Tree. Well, your grandma or your mom or whoever that old lady is damn sure had nice ass fucking clothes. You know. So, but anyway, they had a bunch of gang stalkers, gang stalking me on the way back here. And then, they were gang stalking me on the way back here. And then, they had this perp in a blue Toyota Matrix that when I'm walking from work every day, he would come act like as if he's riding towards my job in a blue Toyota Matrix with one tail light. And then they had the Louisiana State Police parked in the parking lot, and nobody was it was the Louisiana State Police walking in the, I mean, they were parked at two vehicles parked in the parking lot, and none of them pulled over or stopped any of the gang stalkers with strange headlights and taillights, you know. And so I was gang stalked all the way back towards my hotel room. And you know, so then so this morning on TikTok, they had this narcissistic control freak fake Christian T.I. perp. I thought it was the fake Darnell Williams perp. The moment I saw 17 comments, and I'm like, whoa, you know. And then, you know, she sent me 17 messages, 17 comments all over my videos with, you know, dishing out unsolicited advice to order me around and tell me what to do. But she got 7777 in her name, you know. But you pretend to be Christian and then dictate and boss around and tell me what Bible scriptures to read or do this, do that, and whatever, you know. Made me almost want to block her, you know. Dishing out unsolicited advice and leaving bossy comments. Like as if I don't know any better, or like as if I'm a dummy, you know. And then, and then, excuse me. And then, later on today, I found out that that fake ass the jeggings job. I was not gonna mention the name of the company because I thought I would have some hope that maybe I could get the job opportunity still, in case anything would have happened with this job. So the gang stalkers love to have the opportunity to make you jobless. So the job with the jeggings guy, his name is Curtis, and the company was called True Focus Hospitality Group. None of his emails said anything about no leggings or no jeggings or whatever. He lied about that. Lied and said that they clearly said in the emails, when none of the emails ever said no leggings or jeggings. But I was not even trying to get leggings or jeggings. I was trying to get like black, you know, what I thought was black slacks, or, you know, and as I said, fake Walmart said that was all they had, you know. So, excuse me, and that was all I had the money for. And so the black guy, Curtis, you know, it was called True Focus Hospitality Group. And that job, I don't know if it would have been full time or how consistent the job, I mean the hours or days of work would have been, but that job was $15 an hour. And then he lied and said that last week he lied and told me that right after Mardi Gras, that, he would more like give me another chance, to come to another interview and expecting me to have the right pants or whatever. Well, today I got an email, a rejection letter email saying that I was not selected for the position. So yeah, the jeggings guy, he lied and said that those were jeggings. They were trying to say those are jeggings, those are dress jeggings. Nah, your ass is a narcissistic abuser. That's what you are, and you're probably a perp too, because he would manipulate and play all kinds of psychological games. And so, the general manager at Piccadilly, Jeff, is a narcissistic abuser. I don't give a fuck now. And that was Miss Phyllis. That's a freaking an abusive narcissistic perp bully that been picking on me for the past few days. You know, and and this job is like they paid. Well, they said that the pay is $11 an hour, and you know, I was originally scheduled supposed to be 30 hours a week. Okay, uh, and I thought I was started to wonder, well, whoever makes the schedules, or I don't even know if the Troy guy was a perp by doing that, because that would be similar to like that Masonic 33. You know, $11 an hour and 30 hours a week. Um, so that's 300, and then I remember I told y'all that I got 24 hours this past pay period, and not the whole 30. So that's, I mean, that seems like it's, for me, it seems like it's not even enough for the hotel room, and that's why I said that, wow, that I would still continue to need help. But I mean, I just got there and made to feel like not welcome, or you know, and that big girl that started the day that I started, like she tried to be self righteous about, me having this on the counter, but she was working the line and eating. Well, I don't know if she was working, but she was around everybody else that was serving food, and she was eating and had like a tray of food or whatever, and was eating, you know, and nobody told her anything. So I don't know. I mean, as I said, I don't. I end up not being able to last long on with jobs and employment, and you know, jobs and employment, and permanent housing and stuff. They will always bully you off the job or bully you from your home with the gang stalking. You know, and so like the people who have not offended me at work, you know, either I didn't know your name or I didn't mention your name, because if you haven't done me anything and I know your name, then I withhold your name to try to protect you, you know, if you're on my good side, or if you respect me or you're supportive of me, I'm not gonna mention your name. But if you give me a problem, then yeah, I mention your name. So I mean, the online perps, they will always try to, guess where guess everything. And the front desk girl, her name is Shanice at this freaking hotel. And that was the perp at the front desk. I freaking that gave me a problem for this past week. You know, so it's like when you speaking the truth about evil and all that, you know, then it seems like you struggle and suffer even harder. And everybody will ostracize you and say you're at fault or you're a bad person. You know, but the Jeff guy, make me not even want to deal with that job at all. You know, and so this past week I worked, it was like 24 hours, and so that will be like a little bit over $200 of gross pay, and probably one something for net pay, and that's probably enough for one more night to stay here. If not, then I might have to go somewhere else. You know. So, but I mean, I never heard of a you know, if even if I pay for it, they still complain or have a problem with me eating lunch and dinner at the job. Or they'll make remarks. I don't even know if other coworkers, if they just eat their lunch and nobody eats the dinner later on. But then, like, making remarks like that was the only person other than Miss Phyllis that said, "Damn girl." Well, Miss Phyllis didn't say "damn girl," but I'm 40 years old and you calling me girl, and then you try to handle up on me, and I don't even think you're 40 years old like I am. You know, so Miss Phyllis herself, Sunday, I almost had an emotional meltdown and cried and almost sealed the deal and felt like, okay, I quit. I quit. You know, so I mean, I almost had a meltdown and my eyes filled up with tears from the way Miss Phyllis treated me. You know, so but I mean, as I said, I'm not gonna name your name or if you haven't offended, disrespected, or perked me or narcissistically abused me, then my interaction with you, I'll withhold your name. But if you're an abusive, narcissistic gang stalker, then yeah, I'm a what y'all want to pretend to play like y'all the victim and make it like as if I'm wrong for throwing you under the bus. I'm not it's not throwing somebody under the bus if you whistleblowing about how they treated you, you know. And like Mr. Troy, the big guy, he was nice, when he did the onboarding and everything. But after I became employed, I don't. I mean, I get the feeling that he kind of treat me like I get on his nerves or something. But, but, I mean, a few items is a little bit good, but, um, a few items is a little bit good, um, but the majority of the food, a lot of people complain that it's bland, you know. Excuse me. A lot of people say that it's bland, but, you know, I mean, but why am I wrong for trying to buy dinner after work? I never heard of that before. And a lot of people, even if they say that the food is bland or nasty or whatever, it's not nasty, but it's bland. Um, it's like if it's bland, you know, um, a lot of people, they love it because it's like people say nostalgic and something that they remember growing up or remember from the 90s, you know. But I thought I remember back then Piccadilly, I thought I remember it used to be good and I used to like it. The foster sister Shelley, took us to Piccadilly a few times or a couple of times growing up. But, in 2017 in Jefferson Shrewsbury, um, they used to have a Piccadilly location, and I applied for the job. Them and Dot's Diner, they wouldn't hire me for whatever reason. Um, and then that Piccadilly location shut down. And I remember I used to love the breakfast buffet, and that's why I was trying to tell Mr. Raymond, about, and then he ignored me and brushed me off, and him and Miss Dakota, they ignored me and brushed me off and acted uninterested, or they were very rude about, when I try to question them about, whatever happened to the breakfast buffet. And I felt like, I missed the breakfast buffet or whatever. So, but yeah. So, I mean, I don't even know if I ruined it just now for myself, but Mr. Jeff has that personality of the type of person that you feel like you gotta walk on eggshells, and the littlest thing you do, you can get fired for it. You know, that's the type of abusive, narcissistic, hard and mean kind of personality he got. Like, you're short, and I'm supposed to be afraid of you. You know, so, but I mean, if it were for me to stay here a couple of more days, I would have just enough money for barely enough for 2 hotel room nights alone, and no money for food, no more money for food, or nothing extra, you know. And then it's supposed to be even colder, you know. It's supposed to be even colder over the weekend. And walking from work back to the hotel, I didn't bring my hoodie or anything. And I felt like, oh, it's so cold. Felt cold and uncomfortable. And so I came back here and I turned the heater on, you know. So I don't know. I'm tired of biting my tongue. I am tired of biting my tongue and just being quiet about being abused, you know, or tormented or tortured or whatever, you know. And it seems like, you know, the idea of the risk of me being like, if they got this many narcissists and gang stalkers, um I just got there and my days are numbered at the job already. I just got there. And I felt like, well, I wish I could make a living with my writing. I mean, there was a lady this morning that was telling me that my writing was so good. That my writing was really good. And she's supposedly like pretty seasoned with writing or whatever. Um so I don't even know. It's like I already know that the online perps, they always try to, you know, show my job or hotel or whatever, my videos, hoping that I could be forced to be homeless on the streets with no money, no income. And you know, they think it's their duty, their fake vigilante cult duty to call up the job or call up the hotel and, you know, and smear campaign, you know, like the fake Aquarium Doris perp tried to do, and like what Starbricker and them tried to do, you know. But I mean, it's unfair for people to be treating me this way, and you know, I'm not even trying to do anything wrong, or I'm trying to be a good worker. But you know, if I got off from work and try to pay for dinner, I'm trying to pay for dinner. I never heard of a job having a problem with you trying to pay for dinner. You know. So, you know, I mean, as I said, me being back in my hometown, New Orleans, you know, for me to be like wrongfully banned from certain places due to the narcissistic, power hungry, narcissistic gang stalkers that are bullies, you know, abusing their fake power, you know. But I mean, paying half price while you, if you work that day or whatever, you know, that's kind of financially helped me a little bit, you know. But you know, and I'm not too familiar with this spot over here, you know. But I heard that it's illegal for the online stalkers to call up the hotels, and that I heard it's illegal for the hotels to confirm and verify whether or not you stay there. You know, due to the human trafficking, you know. So Well, I mean, I'm tired of biting my tongue, you know. But I'm just it seemed like it shouldn't have to be so hard to fight to survive. And then, as I said, at work, y'all trying to make like as if I'm so greedy or obsessed with food when y'all eat lunch, you know, and whenever I try to eat dinner, oh damn girl, you eating again? You eating again? So for me to be forced to have to tolerate being bullied and ganged up on or workplace mobbed with bossy coworkers who think that their authority is higher than the manager. I'm upset that as I said, these low wage part time jobs. 11 times 30 is 330 gross pay. Not, and I didn't even get the full 30 hours this past week. And I mean, with the Avis job, um, they workplace mobbed me off the job within 11 days. You know, back in 2022. They workplace mobbed me off the job at Avis in Pensacola, you know, 2022 in 11 days. And so what happened was they didn't give me the direct deposit stuff the first day. They didn't. And then afterwards, they said, well, they try to blame me for the reason why the direct deposits wasn't turned in on time. But they waited a few days to offer me the direct deposit. And, excuse me. And then my first paycheck or that paycheck was delayed. And I was staying at the Budget Inn in Pensacola, that weekly motel. And then I was forced to have to leave because they delayed my they delayed my paycheck, and it ended up being a paper check. And Waterfront Mission caught, they kept on they would play with my mail and lie and say I don't have mail. And then I had to fight, and they had this black man was the only one who cared about me to help me to get my mail. And I was finally able to get that paycheck. You know, and it's like a whole bunch of men bullying me off the job with that Avis job. And a couple of females too. You know. So I mean, even if I didn't say anything, it still seemed like as if something was coming to a head. And like, as I said, like as soon as I got there to Piccadilly, problems already. You know, but they try to make like I got some kind of problem or something wrong with me. Oh, you eating again? Another way to trying to say, oh, you greedy. But motherfucker, you 2 and 3 times my size. Trying to call me fat and greedy. I'm talking about the coworker from earlier today. She bigger than me and tall. She's tall, like 5'8" or 5'9". Probably taller than that and bigger than me. And making freaking remarks. You know? But, yeah, I thought, what happened to, this anti-harassment or anti-bullying policy? But even the manager can't even be respectful. Or the manager treating you in a way that's very unwelcoming. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care. But, as hard as I attempt to work, try, and then right after work I'm trying to buy dinner and you bully me about it. Because this was the only place I knew of. I mean, the convenience store nearby, I just found out about it Sunday and I went Monday. Excuse me, but I would like to have like a decent meal and not be eating like po' boys and sandwiches every day. I would like to have, some grilled fish, broccoli, and, a little side salad and maybe some bread or something. But I admit I have a weakness, not every day, but I have a weakness for like the dessert or something like that I need to, you know, excuse me, but yeah. But I mean, well, Mr. Jeff, you lost the you lost a good worker, even though I'm homeless. So I mean, and the guy that was trying to hit on me or whatever, he told me today I'm a good dude, you know, but me being targeted, I wouldn't want him to be targeted because I'm targeted and for him to suffer. Or I don't even know if he might have been, a perp or whatever, you know, or if they would turn him into a perp, you know, but bullying somebody around mealtime, and especially the way the fake TI perps and regular perps online that been trying to condemn me and call me greedy and falsely accuse me of being obsessed with food and everything, and then I go to this new job and the second day of work, that Phyllis lady sitting there, bullying me about the food or bullying me about dinner or whatever. I was brand new, my second day, and you know, they closed at 8 o'clock, and I got off work unexpectedly at 8 o'clock because at the last minute, that lady, Miss Jane, she wanted to switch out with me, you know, and so brand new, but being treated like as if I'm supposed to know every rule. I'm new and still learning and don't know how everything operates. But y'all get an attitude and treat me like I'm supposed to know all the rules. Like with today with eating the free lunch or whatever, the free lunch on Wednesdays, I didn't know that, dessert was not included. But if it's a policy that, oh, you got to pay for the dessert, then okay, well, can I pay for the dessert? I'm feeling down and depressed and about this targeting and uncertainty and you know the targeting and uncertainty and you know struggling back on the streets and everything, especially with whistleblowing and speaking out. Yeah, they'll kill the online perps will try to kill two birds with one stone. But yeah, we're gonna get her banned from the hotel and get her fired from her job or make her lose her job. That's how evil they are. In hopes that, and then after they succeeded at getting you wrongfully fired and banned from whatever places, those same perps that called up, contacted, and being snitches and tattletales and liars and over exaggerating, they'd be the same ones that try to beat you into submission and act like they want to offer you deals to sell out. But I mean, I feel bad that they used the forced speech to get me to accidentally and unintentionally blurt out the name of the restaurant. You know, but it seems like everything is like escalating. Everything is seeming like it's escalating. That if I were to go back to work tomorrow, then who knows what will happen. You know, and they said that it's not healthy for a TI to be forced to stuff all their emotions in. You know that we need for somebody to talk to. You know, or that we need like emotional support or somebody to talk to in dealing with the forced isolation and everything. And that vibrated my body. Dealing with the forced isolation and everything. So it seems like everything is escalating and like a balloon. Um, like a balloon, like putting too much air in a balloon and then it bursts. It seems like with this hotel and the job, it seems like everything's just escalating and getting worse. Like everything I do or say is just bad behavior everywhere I go. You know. But I mean, as I said, like they got some of the workers that are nice people. But um I think it was Sunday and I walked out the job and one of the co-workers that served the food, she revealed herself as a perp with one head, like, and I didn't even get to get it on camera. And the nearby Smoothie King was the day I had the issue with that abusive narcissistic perp named Destiny. You know, the Smoothie King is like a couple of doors down. I already know not to go to Subway because they always abuse, cheat, and perp me at almost every time I go to Subway. So I don't even go to Subway. Um, I don't even go to Subway anymore. So But I don't even know if it's a good idea for me to release the video now, or if things get worse, you know, reveal it then, or try to keep quiet and try to keep the job in the hotel for as long as possible. And you know, to try to keep the job now. I mean, uh, I mean, and don't. I mean, try to keep the job and don't say anything, or I'm sorry, release the video now, or keep the job, or try to keep the job, because as I said, that Jeff guy seemed like the type of person that if I would have interacted for a couple of seconds longer, I would have been fired. So I don't even know if I should just go, and then I really would hate to be out in the cold and suffering on the streets and struggling. And tonight is a night, it's both cold and they have mosquitoes. You know. So, I'm just going to keep this video and not release it yet. But if things get too bad, I'm going to release it. So, I'm going to go for now.